half.
We'll be waiting a little bit longer.
Yeah, looking at this bottom lane, mind control profit.
Or, you know, play away from Marcy a little bit, potentially go for that drag if they want, but also getting the stick so that he can trade a little bit more, and the clarities to help block the waves.
And then, sorry, go on.
No, please, Gary.
I just like trying to play against what you've just said. It's kind of difficult to get pulls off against Earthshaker and Nature's Prophet as well, right? They're very good at contesting with Fissure and Treants to make sure that while they're upsetting your lane equilibrium, you're not able to reset lane equilibrium yourself.
Yeah.
Miracle getting a bit of frantic scribbling on the map. He's come on, let me get started. I want to hit some creeps.
Feel that, but I guess on the other side, like, yeah, sure, these are all the highlights of like how this offlane can play, but if they don't get what they want and Brame gets levels, it's really scary to play against. So Marty is going to have this rebound, like level 1, especially knowing that GH doesn't have the stats to really trade properly. You can just rebound onto mind control, hit him up. You have the raise level 1 on Shadow Fiend. They're probably just going to try and like go on him. At level 2, if they're able to get their level 2 first as well and not get too many denies from this Treants. Another effective thing is if they hit 2 first, you have this rebound, you have the dispose back into a triple raise. That can be death.
That can, yeah, absolutely can.
Got a bit disengaged there from the Fissure, of course, but at the same time, like, especially if you somehow end up near the tower, like if Earthshaker steps a little bit out of line, you can just throw him under the tower, get that kill. They definitely looks like they might have to play around some pulls and not just focus on lane domination, because one misstep can cause death against Brame.
Yeah, then you add in the effect of, you know, later on, maybe we see the like TP rotate in from a Pudge or a Rubik. Even more displacement abilities can drag these heroes around. I'm definitely excited to see them move in towards these mid lane, get into the side lanes, get that action going.
This is so weird. In game, I can only see drawings on the map. That's why I was so confused what you were talking about. Because now I'm looking at the stream feed and I can see everyone's.
Yeah, I see everyone is scribbling on the map.
Yeah, like, tic-tac-toe, what the hell are you talking about?
Yeah, GH and Samel were playing it. They had like 3 rounds of it. Some of them were cheating. So both of them were playing X's, so there were no noughts, no O's.
Prefer to be naught or cross.
Cross.
Just feels more satisfying putting it in.
It does. Put it in that box. So, is there a chance for Pudge to be left alone in that top lane against a Void and a Chen? Like, I'm looking at this Rubik and wondering if he can start rotating around early. Just have to play the lane?
You gotta... Okay, you can do it, but you gotta make sure the lane's in a good spot. Because if you can drag... Well, I don't know if you want to drag a wave so much on Rubik, sorry, but if you can have the... If the hard camp's unblocked, if you pull it, if you... I don't know, say you use Fade Bolt, right? This is... of laning as a Rubik. It reduces the damage of both enemies and all the creeps, right? Which means that your lane will naturally push because you're doing damage to creeps and you're weakening their damage against your own. So it will push under the tower. When you push under a tower, it means that the wave will naturally begin to push back in the opposite direction just because the tower will kill all that wave. The next wave will end up under the tower as well. That gets killed and then it just pushes to your tower. In a situation like that, suddenly... I'm speaking way too fast for how long we're being paused. I'm gonna milk this point. Sorry.
So in the top lane,
as soon as that tower has killed both waves, now it pushes back. And when the creeps end up in front of Pudge's tower, he's pretty safe.
He's happy.
Yeah, he's very happy. The main tool that Nigma have in this top lane is if the creeps are under their tower instead, they have a long lane to chase the Pudge down. And
he's
really,
slow.
You know, yeah, he's slow. You can do a creep block, all this stuff. I mean, obviously the nice thing about Pudge here is that he can hook the creeps that Chen take over. So that is obviously a lovely thing there. It means he can't use it aggressively to kill, but it does alleviate some of the pressure. But yeah, if he can get this creep wave in front of his tower, he's peachy keen. Can't run him down, can't block him. You know, Rubik's free to go look for the runes. There's also a chance, obviously, that they say, you know, I'm gonna sack you. I'm just gonna rotate anyway, and he goes fine. And he just tries to farm the hard camp with the hook, or he maybe goes to his triangle and kills the creep in the hard camp there instead. He has options. You have to kind of weigh up. What do you like more, Gary? Do you like the Pudge getting farm, or do you like the runes? And I think in this matchup, it's probably runes.
It's runes, yeah. Get runes for your Pugna. Make sure Wish has a good time in that mid lane. It's like at the end of that draft, you were kind of looking for a playmaker from Brame, and you know they swap things around. They pick that Pugna, they move Pudge into the offlane. Is Pudge enough of a playmaker here? The fact he has Marcy and Rubik as his two supports, they've got displacement for days. Their team fight going to be strong enough facing against Echo, Chrono, Exo?
They're not playing, I think, to team fight straight up into, but they're playing to like use the Pugna and the Pudge to save whoever gets chronoed with like Hook or Dismember, Eat, or Decrepify, and
so you're like poking, you're baiting, you're resetting.
Yeah. And then they want to steal and kind of re-engage, because you're gonna have, hopefully your Rubik's gonna steal a Fisher, or your Rubik's gonna steal Chrono. Yeah, or Exo. I mean, the Chrono obviously doesn't work on the Faceless Void, but if you can Chrono the rest of his team, you have all this damage from Pugna and Shadow Fiend to kind of unload into it with like a hook follow-up, what have you. So I think Brame's game idea is going to be to just not give too much away to the cooldowns of Nigma, and then make their move.
It's always one of those big things. You die to the big wombo combo, respawn, immediately smoke, and go out and play that map as quickly as you can. And you're looking at, what, 160-second cooldown on Chrono at level 1. DP is pretty much the same story, 150. So you've got a solid 2 minutes or so. 2.5 minutes.
If you really want to talk about Faceless Void, I'll be honest, whilst he's winning a lot of games, I think it's because a lot of teams don't really know how to end before he comes online. How many times have we saw Aqua when he was playing his Faceless Void, he got destroyed in lane.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of people were quite upset with Nigma and saying like, okay, well they should have banned it. But I think, honestly, like when you're in a position where you're like 10k net worth up, and the Faceless Void is you know, piss poor, let's be real, you should win that game. Like, Nigma have problems with throwing and not being able to finish out their game. And hopefully, like, looking, you know, for Brame here, if they are in that situation, they won't be the ones that throw. I mean, whoever wins, wins, but when you're playing against Faceless Void, you're clearly on a timer, and you have to kind of respect that. No matter how the game's going, he's probably going to get a Maelstrom, he's probably going to get a Midas. If he doesn't get a Midas, you know, well, whatever. But they try to farm for quite a long time before peaking. The damage from Faceless Void doesn't come out till much later. You gotta respect it.
Play fast.
Yeah, I think this Pugna pick was great for that reason. The tick tock, tick tock, tick tock.
Miracle's even dropping the Sleepy Keeper the Lightning emote in there. What's our observer looking for? What emote is Scriff gonna? He's got the Meepo surprise hovered over. There's a Sleepy Cottle there. You're gonna put the.
Drop it, Scriff. No one will hate you.
Just disappear. He's telling me to disappear. What are you doing? Are you gonna type in all chat, Sheepo?
No.
No.
I just wanted to see if I could, but I'm too scared to press enter, so I won't.
It's a little bit spooky. I mean, gladly long gone are the days when observers and casters can pause. You know, think back to the Finol pause in the middle of a game, accidentally pressing F9. I accidentally slammed on my keyboard at the major 5 years ago or something, playing in like join. Oh, is that the one where you go under slouches?
Quals.
Did he win?
Yes, he did. I think they went on to lose the series, which is sad, but I think he won the Meepo game. I was kind of nice to see he bought the Ags as well with the new dig.
Oh, is that the one where you go underground, you're like invincible, like stone form from Visage kind of deal?
Yeah, exactly. But they really hyper buffed it in the last patch where it doesn't have channel time anymore. That was like probably my biggest grievance with it. But previously, I was just like, bros, this thing is on a 50-second cooldown, and if I use it and it gets cancelled, it goes on cooldown. Like as in if someone cancels it with a silence, a stun, a root, anything.
Yeah, that's
like,
not great.
Yeah, I was like, this sucks, man. And now it's honestly very OP. The hero just kind of still sucks in the early game, which is annoying. Which is why I think a lot of people still aren't picking the hero. But it was really cool to see them play it in that match.
Oh,
And are we going?
we're blessed. We're blessed.
All right. I nearly
Blessed
stopped.
in Dota 2.
Yeah, you're lucky. You got out of this one. I was about to talk about Meepo for like 10 more minutes, bro.
That's what I was about to start asking you questions about me, but can I avoid some
Oh, pause the game! Pause the game! I'm cutting the internet!
Well, we're back underway. Game 1, best of 3 if you're just joining us. Lower bracket round 1 here. Nigma did get dropped down by Goon Squad, so they're playing up against Brame to try and find their way towards International 11. Brame, no slouches.
We have exhausted every single possible way that these lanes could go. I don't even know what to talk about anymore. I will simply narrate what's going on. Miracle with the last hit on the range creep.
That's my job!
No! 11's about to get a last hit, bro!
Oh, the rebound in onto mind control. And then run away.
Alright, so let's take bets. Where's first blood gonna happen?
I think bottom lane.
Okay. I also think bottom lane. What should be Chen?
Well, Chen, get the first blood or be first blooded?
Get the first blood. Alright, I think the nicest thing that maybe they could do bot is harass the Marcy down as much as they can, because she wants to jump in, right? If she is jumping in and trying to dispose you back or what have you, she'll probably just die if she does it on low health. She doesn't want to risk that. So if you can just harass her, keep her off the lane, then when she hits that level 2 timing, it makes it much harder for them. They do have a south though, which means they'll be able to be fine for that timing that they feel they can go in.
Yeah, we definitely see how difficult it is though to contest pulls and reset lane equilibrium in that bot lane against Treants, against Fisher. Up at top looks a little better for Brame. Pudge 10 and 5. Storming his way up the last hit shot. Miracle 6 and 1, having a few struggles, but like you said, he's a slow starter. He blooms a little later as Nande does get that first blood in the bottom lane on mind control. Spartan, they hit level 2.
I'm really surprised they got it so deep in the lane, but yeah, I mean, good dive. The heroes have really good range on their spells to do it. Oh, they're going in aggressive on Nande.
Yeah, TPing straight on the SF. Treants on the right-hand side, so no body blocks coming. And they've got a rebound back in,
close.
potential with the mangoes, but doesn't go for it. Just hands a tango over to the SF. There's another big juicy wave going to arrive in front of his tier 1. And that is that ebb and flow of the lane. You push, you pull, you drag back, then it pushes straight back into the SF again.
Yeah, sad for mind control that I mean, he had to summon the Treants and they're like on the other side of the Fisher, but great for Nande, and they're going to be super aggressive right now, GH.
Oh, the Fairy fires up. They'll turn and try and kill him. The Treants block the path of the SF though. And Spartan, well, he's got a Fairy fire himself. He's away. Nothing really lost there.
Ooh,
mind control. He's diving. He's got Treants trying to scout out this SF. There's no way to cut through the trees. Trying to raise himself out of here, but MC, he'll have it. Retribution for the Nature's Prophet.
There is nothing scarier on this earth than getting ready to take a wave of creeps under your tower and they suddenly get glyphed. You're like, oh no. Oh no.
Oh god, what do I do?
Good pressure. They nearly got that Earthshaker kill, would have been nice and kind of help stop that from happening, but come back with full health and mana.
And up top, Kuro had the little cyclone creep, put it onto the Pudge, which was very irritating. There's a whirlwind following him around. Similar story here, wave has been pushed in towards him, so 11's going to get himself some nice last hits under tower. And he's had these creeps on the tower like the whole lane, it feels like. He's having a really good time. Yeah, like the first 2 or 3 minutes, it felt like, just looking at the CS board anyway, that Brame were starting to pull out ahead pretty heavily. But Nigma have done a decent job catching back up. Nature's Prophet really the only one lacking at this current moment in time.
They're going in.
Telekinesis back Kuro. I've got this hook still. Doesn't even need it though. 11 just takes him down with a rock while down at bottom lane. They will find MC again with this Marcy SF combo. Brame getting the upper hand in both of the side lanes.
GH gave up bot just to go on mid.
They get wish, yeah. So GH comes in, swings forward, helps Sumel get the kill there. So even if their side lanes are going a little poorly, they've got that Death Prophet in the mid getting the kill on the Pugna.
GH did a good job of body blocking the Pugna, even though the Fisher didn't completely wall him into the river.
Nice hook. Grabs Kuro. He's just come back into this lane. I don't know if they can finish him. Oh yeah, with the telekinesis they can. Drag him away from the tower. Nothing Miracle can do to really combat that. Get some hits in onto 11. He wants the bash, but it's just not coming. One more hit. There it is. 2 points in the bash will find the kill at long last. On mid lane, they're diving again. This time looking for Spartan. XO from Sumail pressuring tower with the early counterpult. Nigma. They're done with Brame's laning safe nonsense. These lanes are broken down 6 minutes in. They just come for the mid tower push with MC here as well.
My God, I talked about Wish's ability to push towers, but yeah, 5 minutes, take the cart. This is a classic Nature's Prophet maneuver. I didn't even should have thought about it, to be honest.
Yes. We did. We just didn't think it would come so soon.
Oh,
we were talking about how they get a kill, they get a team fight win, they push towers. But yeah, sure. They don't necessarily need any of those things. Just get on top of the objectives.
I think Brame, at least, I will say, doing a very, very good job of punishing the side lanes when this is happening mid. Like, yeah, sure, your GH is going mid to kill Wish, but what is Nande and Spartan doing in the meantime? They're killing Nature's Prophet. Like 11 and Desire top lane, anytime Kuroki moves out of position, they just kill him. I think Desire's done a really good job in this top lane of keeping the camps blocked and like contesting them a lot. It's like one of the reasons why Hutch has a lot of experience as well. Just kind of keeping out of his way, letting him farm under the tower, stopping Chen from doing whatever he wants. They do have two pretty good lanes.
It's making sure Chen doesn't get the free farm of the jungle, which we've seen previously from these Chens. It gets him the fast mech. Sumail, his rotation will lead to nothing. Well, he falls to the TP from Rubik home and the pudge away from the creep wave, so I guess it at least releases Miracle, allows him to get some creep kills.
Sad to have your rotation not work out, but the good thing about it is that you aren't losing your mid tower as a result. Like, you're not being pressured because you took that tower, the wave is super pushed in. Pugna's kind of just like farming and not taking your tower.
Nande, half health. Does get the ulti out and goes for the TP. Anything to stop it? GH already spent his Fisher, so that's a nah. They're getting a good amount of farm on these core heroes, Brame. But like I was saying at the start of the game, Spartan, it always worries me when I look at him at 500 net worth with a sentry and 2 tangos in his inventory, you know?
Yeah, I'm not sure they're going to have space to give a lane to their supports on Brame. I mean, maybe someone like Rubik could sit bot and he push the wave later, but I think Nande's just kind of happy to take these camps, swing to bot, push that wave out, go back into the jungle. They have a ward down on both teams, but most, especially Brame having that ward there is going to mean that SF is always aware of who's in his jungle and if there's like danger afoot.
That smoke was scouted. Nigma had the vision. They saw it coming, so MC's already TP'd away, and they're playing into mid again. MC getting drained of his life through the decrep of Wish. Not enough to kill him while on the high ground. The DP gets disposed back in towards the SF, but it's Sumail who's fighting back harder than Brame imagined. And now this map starts to become really, really tight and confined for Brame, with both mid and bot tier 1s going down, the ward coverage from Nigma allowing them to play into that bottom jungle. This then, by extension, allows Miracle just to free farm wherever he wants to go.
Got the chrono. Gonna probably have to use it if they want this kill.
He's pretty tanky, he is. Didn't get his flash heap off. Damage from the bashes. Add in the Spirit Siphon. But a good save from Desire. Throws them back as Nande does get a kill on GH back into that bottom jungle. It's just all kicking off. Like 9.5 minutes in, we've lost towers. People are battling in these deep areas.
I'm definitely feeling for Sumail in this game. I think a bunch of his moves have not worked out. The one mid where they took that tower was great, but this is like the second time he's come top now and not managed to get a kill. Like, 11 is getting this top tower for free. He's getting a chrono expended on him. He's living through it. He's keeping his life. I love his itemization of this Vanguard, Ring of Protection, and the Wraith Band. So he has so much armor coming out, more than like a typical Pudge, on top of that damage resist sheep. So great space creation top.
They're getting so much farm on all their cores. I mean, it's a slight net worth lead for Nigma, and that is the gap that we obviously see with Kuro and GH getting a lot more farm than their counterparts. So we have the Chen mech. We're starting to work towards that Blink Dagger on the Earthshaker, as he's saved up 700 gold so far. And these are definitely items that can turn the tide of battle.
they got mad timings as well. Like just in general, even though that chrono didn't work out, they understand their like ability to pressure this Pudge now a little bit better. Next chrono they can maybe use for something else, or just bring more heroes. Understand you need someone else as well. Invis Rubik top. They're just looking at Miracle.
Just giving him a stare down. So Masking Madness treads into Maelstrom for him as GH did to the Shadow Fiend once more. And GH is trying to find these little pockets of farm, but Brame doing an exceptional job of making sure that he's not getting any closer to that blink. And yeah, what's the reasoning behind Mom over Midas here? Is Miracle just wanting to play faster with the rest of his team?
Maybe his lane just didn't go as he hoped.
All mid lane, the blast on Kuro. Mech buys him a little bit of space, but Spartan able to finish the job off with Wish. GH with a Fisher though, allowing MC to TP forward, catch out the Marcy, no rebound available to escape.
Yeah, when it comes to this Mask of Madness, to go back to what you asked, it's definitely something that I've seen Voids go when they're struggling, because they use the lifesteal to be able to farm the jungle. Because otherwise, you just sit in the lane, you're happy, you're taking, you're getting your Midas, you're just sitting in the lane. But this it definitely went quite poorly for them. I think they did a good job on Brame of just pressuring, killing Kuroki, making the lane difficult and uncomfortable. God, they're smoking top again.
They don't connect on a meaningful kill. It's a good Fisher block. That should be the end of 11 now. Pudge gets the Dismember out. He's incredibly tanky, like nearly taking GH with him. Needed the mech from Kuro to make sure they're all topped up.
I can translate this into a tower.
I can, yeah. But in the meantime, we've got this SF who has a mom himself. Going into that Dragon Lance.
Radiant's top tower is on the rocks.
Very fast farmer, this Shadow Fiend. Closing in on 7k, just 13 minutes in.
This Pugna definitely hasn't played out the way I thought it would. I thought he would be the one pressuring mid tower and being the one that helps take top, but he's actually played a lot around mid. It's sort of nice in a way, just because it alleviates a little bit of attention away from the Pudge early on, and this SF is recovering. I mean, his lane was fine, to be honest. It's pretty good, actually. But yeah, they've kind of just been skirmishing around mid with supports and stuff, and letting people do their thing. But for now, like Nigma, they put this ward up top at the entrance to the river. So they're just going to see any hero that decides to go up there to farm. Because sometimes what heroes will do is they TP top or they walk top and they don't show on the wave there, even though it's kind of pushing in. They'll just farm the hard camp and hide and wait and see if they can get a kill like that. So this ward just means that you know, always aware who's top, they can go for the layer, they can go for smoke. Control that sentry on high ground so they know there's no ward there, there's nothing scouting them. I don't think Brame really invaded their jungle ult, so I don't think they think there's any deep wards either. I think top is pretty secure for Nigma right now.
Yeah, they already brute force mid and bottom lane, so they can breathe all mind control. Caught by the rebound, dispose again. Spartan and Nande pairing up beautifully to find that kill, but the escape might not be as easy. Chrono is here, ready for Miracle, but the Requiem is going to fear them away. Spartan with the Unleash finds a double kill for Nande. Shadow Fiend picks up the double, and Nigma not wanting to chase any further because the reactions from Brame, they're bringing 2 additional heroes down here. They want to continue fighting. Nigma kind of stuck on an island, but a good time walk from Miracle gets him away. But the pressure on the tower will come regardless.
That SF move was sick. Just hiding behind the trees. I mean, that should, you think you're gonna die there. They're kind of trying to pincer you. I think you're coming from below. Faces were coming from above. It's kind of like you're in a lose-lose situation. But yeah, using that vision advantage and hiding yourself with that ult, what it turns into a kill, turns into a live. Like that's really nice. And I think now Nigma just trying to aim for some timing where they think they can take a good fight. They need this BKB on the DP. They can look for pickoffs with this Orchid. I think Mind Control. He's finishing that soon in the next like 100 gold. This as well. Like GH is slowly working his way towards that Blink Dagger. He has to see this farm bot to the Faceless Wood, I think, who's also pretty poor.
Yeah, kind of in catch-up mode.
It sucks when all your heroes are kind of clawing for some money. Like Kuroki playing Chen, who's like a naturally greedy support as well. Generally, you want to steal like enemy farm space with a hero like Chen or Enchantress. At least he has his mech, so he's kind of like core item's done.
Yeah.
And now you just let your other heroes have the space.
I mean, Samel probably also itching to use this Exo to get stuff done, but He's going to have to sit back a little bit, take a back seat in this game for the next few minutes to try and get that farm going. But yeah, that move down bottom also meant that 11 was able to push out a couple of waves top, got into the jungle, farmed himself to Aghanim Scepter, which he's basically got done already.
Oh yeah, he just finished it. Coming on courier.
The seeds of
That's like carry punch timings.
Yeah. I'm just thinking now, like, are they ready to go? We're about to finish a vessel on Pugna. I mean, they're smoking on Nigma now. They do have the Chrono. Like, they can definitely take a good fight.
Feels like they need to.
The Orchid is done on mind control, which is a big point.
Oh, this is one of those things, right? We pointed out in the draft. If they win a fight here, get 2-3 kills, they could think about Roche. They could think about these big objectives on the map. Spartan's going to be the one that breaks the smoke. Good silence from Sumail, though. Catches them both. Supports are down. Chrono landing on SF means they'll all vie for control of that high ground as they sprout and catch Nande. Decrep life drain, heal back up. The save from Wish gets him away. He's hasted. Speedy SF gets out of danger. Echo Slam from GH will catch the Pugna, though. Find the extra kill. So they do swoop through and find two. Marty somehow escaping that with her life, rebounding away from danger as well.
Oh, so she did. I totally thought she died.
I thought she was gone.
I was gonna correct you, like, actually, it was 3 deaths. All right. I mean, it's not ideal that you didn't get the SF, but it's definitely a successful smoke. Any kind of move like that, which alleviates a little bit of pressure from your map and gives you that gold from kills, is gonna be all right. But you can definitely make moves now that Chrono's down.
That's the thing, though. Like, does it alleviate pressure?
No, it doesn't. I like you. I like
all
you.
your cooldowns, got a couple of kills, and again, you know, we pointed out this during the draft. They just wait to respawn and go out on the map to play the game. Get the Roshan, get the Aegis in the hands of the SF. He's gonna requiem the Roshan as well to make sure no one's jumping in, no stealing at all.
All right, well. You know, it alleviated pressure for 1 minute while they did the Roche. You know, just during that one moment, free CS, baby.
Yeah, free farm for Miracle. He's got his Maelstrom now. Trying to work on that BKB.
TB's about to have hers. Miracle's quite far off his. So is Mind Control. Brame, I would say with this Aegis, they can use their Pugna to take top tier 2 if they want. Looks like they're already angling up there with other heroes a bit, but they're taking it kind of slowly. You don't have Echo Slam, you don't have Exorcism. This would have been a good moment to kind of brute force it, but I think they just still scared. You can always get that like Fisher block off it and get bursted down, right? You gotta play it a little bit safe.
SF doesn't know the meaning of safe, just pushing out waves, getting up in that top lane.
Hey, you got the Aegis, he's feeling it. I think Brame still want to play for their map control, because Nigma, on the other hand, like, what are the things that they can do during this Aegis? They want to keep farming. They are aware that the later the game goes, the stronger Miracle is. This is their win condition. The Faceless Void outcarries all, so he's happy to just sit in this triangle and farm as much as he can. Meanwhile, Mind Control with that global presence and the teleport, he's able to just split push and throw out these trees. If they commit all their heroes to top to try and take a tier 2, I mean, GH is already set up there. He wants to defend it, it looks like. And Mind Control's just going to pressure bot with the tree ants, and you might lose your tier 2 while not even taking theirs. So I think not GH, but Nigma just want to delay.
Yeah, they're all green lit now. Everyone's got their ultis ready. And prepping with wards kind of shallow in their jungle. Try and see anyone coming. And Miracle just sticking in that triangle, like you said. An MC will TP up top. Keep that wave pushed back. Yeah, it felt like Brame maybe were in a position here where they could start invading a little deeper, hunting for the Faceless Void, but it's been a good move from Nigma to create that barrier in front of him. Make sure there's no real way to get towards him.
All their teamfight spells are up. We've seen how effective Teamfight was in their series
Nigma
versus Goon Squad, yeah.
So Mel, the one leading the charge. Smoke breaks, Wish and Desire. Another good two-hero silence, and the Chrono from Miracle aiming straight towards Pugna. No one to save him now. And 2 heroes dead just like that. DD Rune has spawned bottom lane. And it looks like Brame is still trying to get themselves back into their triangle to get control of the map again. But Chen, he just stands his ground and says, yeah, all right, yeah, come on then.
Yeah, he's got those creeps.
Come on then, Shadow Fiend.
Moving in.
Yeah, you're gonna keep hitting me. Oh, sidekick on SF, that's a little spooky. And the hook from 11, lined it up, reels him in. Spartan jumping in. I'll aim for the Chen army instead, remove all of his troops.
Radiant's middle tower can't handle this deluge.
So now another window, all the ultis expended. No, they've still got Exo Echo Slam.
They have 2 ultis, but the Chronosphere is the biggest. As long as you have a BKB up and you're not getting caught by surprise by GH, you're kind of okay. I do think they should still play, you know, little reserve. You don't want to be diving tier 2s because that is how you sort of start to group up by accident and then you get Echo Slammed. The Nigma have a really good like way of disengaging this as well. Oh my.
Spartan. But if you can jump the Earthshaker and stop him from jumping you, great start to the fight. Blow up GH. Mind control, trying to give chase. Nande thinking about the Requiem. A BKB pop by Sumail, so move towards 11. Gets a dismember onto Miracle. Sans comes as well onto this Pudge. Miracle has to time walk away. Can't deal with the Aghanim's rot.
11 is just standing his ground. He's so tanky. It's so hard to kill him, even using this exorcism. I didn't think that mid jump would go well. I genuinely thought that they would expend the Hand of God. I thought that would be why it's hard for them to ever dive a tier 2 tower, but they didn't feel like using it on GH. I think just because they understand, like, okay, well, he's gonna respawn pretty quickly anyway, and he already got his Fisher off.
This game is slipping pretty quickly. There's not much in it net worth-wise, but in terms of cores getting farmed, Shadow Fiend is right up at the top, a good 4,000 ahead of the nearest counterpart in mind control. They've got map control as well, taking out that mid-tier 2 into the top jungle to grab the outpost. I mean, Nigma, yeah, you've been saying going into late game, they're going to feel reasonably comfortable with this Faceless Void in their hands, but they need more time to get there. Weather this storm for the next 5-6 minutes.
Well, we're bound to hit the mind control BKB timing. Miracle also kind of getting in there. And Aegis has expired. I mean, they've been using their smokes on Nigma primarily around this Chronosphere. And now that it's up again, maybe we see that again. It looks like Brame are trying to beat out that timing and you know, start by themselves. They smoke up first. They want to taking the initiative. Because Nigma are trying to be greedy. They are trying to get a lot of net worth. So they're splitting their heroes on the map. Like Void being bought.
Look at Spartan. He's just sprinting towards. Is there a hero here? I'm looking for it. I'm looking for it. I'm looking for it.
That is what one tends to do with a smoke.
Yeah. Well, he's like 1,000 rage ahead of any of his teammates.
Yeah, yeah.
He's got no one to rebound off. Nothing.
Oh, he doesn't even have a blink. It's very, very.
Oh, he's incredibly poor.
Yeah. I mean, you were right, by the way. He is like position 6. I've been watching his net worth on the net worth graph the whole game. Oh my god. He had like brown boots for the longest time. It's
Spartan. I remember the days of him playing like Bane and not having brown boots 15 minutes in. Like that's how selfless this guy has been through his career. But he brings great huddles, great team fight shot calling, and he is definitely the voice and the leader of every team he's been involved in.
Yeah. It's like, oh guys, I noticed there's a sentry in stock. Don't worry, I'll fix that for you. Alright, well here comes the smoke. They do not have Faceless Void with them. BKB is arriving now. Maybe he'll TP top or just connect to his team. It looks like they're just gonna kind of smoke towards Void instead and play it that way. Play off this haste rune.
Thanks. MC set up bottom tier 2 as well. The great strength of this Prophet. Similar as the Dawnbreakers, the Spectres of the game. Able to play away from your team and then TP in as they catch the Marcy. Quickly take her down. MC didn't even need to TP, so he can stick it bottom if he wants to.
I think Mind Control's been doing a nice job of using the Treants to scout things as well. He's just been like sending them around the map a little bit. Like even then, I think 11's Pudge was scouted by a Treant. He just like forced a little bit back. Wasn't in position to save the Marcy when they went on her.
Well, it feels like they've broken past that period of spookiness with the Aegis on the SF. 30 seconds to wait until fast spawn, and that's where it's really going to start brewing these team fights. Like if Brame aren't able to get a pick off and go into Roche, I don't know, I struggle to see them like sneaking it or going in there raw, because Nigma do have that chrono, the blink echo, you know,
it's so scary.
They've got to set up for Roshan rather than just go for it. They're trying to come bottom. Nande invis with a Requiem left across. Fear is there onto the Faceless Void, and the heals aren't enough. They tried with the Hand of God to keep him alive. Now he's dead for 47. And Roche alive in 40.
I think if they had a smoke right now, they could just run back top. It's where
the important stuff is.
Exactly, yeah. But they won't have that, so they'll just kind of run instead. This gem on Spartan, I really like that pickup when you're ahead or trying to play a lineup like this where you're a bit, afraid of getting to that late game. Being able to limit how much vision they have, especially when they're playing so many teamfight heroes that want to initiate and want to have vision to know the targets to get. Like this gem is very important. I mean, Nigma have amazing wards down right now and have had for quite some time. This one in the triangle has gone undewarded for the entire duration. They have multiple cliff wards. This top is so secure for them. Versus, I don't think there's any vision for Brame. They need to think about how they want to tackle getting into this area as Roche starts to approach.
Yes, it's definitely definitely one of the struggles when you're playing this 5-man unit against the Chen, the Prophet, the DP. They're all split pushing, shoving out top, TPing bot to get that lane pushed out as well. Yeah, ping-ponging around the map, trying to contend with and deal with all these issues. And that leaves Roshan potential team fights open around the pit.
So they used scan on Brame, so they knew Nigma Galaxy was playing up there. They're gonna play it carefully. I think both teams are now aware that this Roche is the big thing, and I think they're just gonna kind of slowly poke and prod it on Brame. They have the gem, they'll want to like slowly deward as they go. I think Nande being up like this is a bit scary. Cause yeah, he got scouted. Miracle's literally staring at him right now.
Yeah, doesn't want to make the jump just yet though.
He'll just get hooked out. It's really risky to do that with no vision. I mean, they had vision, but it's gone now.
Time to go again? Oh, they're just gonna wait. No, you can't just walk into the pit like this.
No.
Oh, the Treant dies. They're going for it. Nigma.
That is damage.
Nigma have a scan, and oh god, you're right. This sidekick SF doing 400 damage a pop. Roshan is nearly dead already. He's trying to go for the Requiem, but he's been bashed up. Fisher from GH. They know they're inside, and they chrono the SF. Miracle with his BKB, but a save with a hug. Requiem now from Nande. Spartan's about to drop the Sumail, charging towards him, and a snatch from 11. Grabs the Aegis inside the pit. MC with his BKB TP. Oh, inside the Sprout. He's away, safe from sound. GH with another Fisher block as they buy back Marcy. Pudge holds the Aegis. Nigma spend the majority of their team fight ultis for this, but a minor win from Brame?
That was hype. They stole the shot on Nigma, but the Aegis steal was great. I mean, I thought he was gonna go like 8 different ways. Like, okay, SF's in the pit, he's gonna get the rush, but then the Fisher from the Earthshaker, yeah, he can't get it, and then Miracle's just in there. I was so sure he had
Watch
that
it back.
Aegis.
Watch it back.
It was like so scary. Like total flip on the edge. What a great hook save.
Decrep, life drain, hook save. 11 blinks in to grab the Aegis. And a stolen chrono in the end as well from that Rubik.
11, the massive MVP of that fight. Like not only does he save the SF from the chrono, but then he makes up for like no hero being in the pit anymore to then go and steal the Aegis. Like what a Chad. It's definitely super sad for Nigma though. Like they get a shard as a a little pay prize, but like you just weren't like kind of set up enough. I mean they stole it basically from right under your nose. They gave that one moment where they walk back and suddenly they lose it all.
And now really a lot on the shoulders of GH with his blink level 2 Echo Slam. SF doesn't have Aegis, so they make the move on him with a quick lift. The telekinesis stops the combo. No chain stuns for you. 11's in the midst of it all as well. It does die. First life gone. SF turning to fight. Life steals a bit, but Sumail survives. Pudge now stuck up on this high ground, being drifted away. Was that the seal totem allowing him to bounce over the Fisher? Miracle wants blood now. Desire is in the trees. Fisher is there, so the Void can unload a bit of damage onto him, but the hook across into the Unleash Nod. Just a bit of a poke onto Nigma, make them feel uncomfortable. As Mind Control TPs forward, but won't be able to catch any other retreating members of Brame. They get the tier 3, they lose the SF and the Aegis. But it's such a fearful situation for Nigma to be in right now.
That was definitely a pretty poor like high ground siege from Brame. maybe relying on, or you know, 11's been so tanky all game, maybe they thought he would live for much longer, but he died pretty fast with that Aegis, and SF got put down so low that you're playing into no Exorcism and no Chronosphere. I think they could have taken it maybe a little bit slower just to kind of siege with this Pugna, not overcommit. Now you've lost your Aegis, which feels bad, and you've given Nigma time for their cooldowns to come back up. So I think like Nigma in a very commanding position right now. You see already in their moves, they're just like taking this triangle area, trying to get as much map as they can in this period of respawn. This is the kind of mistakes that I think are going to give Miracle this way to get the Skadi, get the damage item, whether he wants to go something like an MKB, a Butterfly. We've seen Butterfly be very effective, just more and more attack speed, more and more agi.
Yeah, it feels like
through.
I'm struggling to really describe my emotions on this because, oh god, Nande, oh, he's been dusted, he's been spotted inside his Silver Edge, caught out by Miracle and Sumail. They've got a hook across on the Faceless Void though, gets his BKB up before the Dismember, but the Shadow Fiend's down and out, and Miracle is chasing the Pudge with a Chrono on him. They'll find 11, and yeah, Nigma have broken past the fearful phase of this game. They've got towards mid to late game now with this Faceless Void. It was looking like Brame were in such a dominant position with the Roshans they've taken, with a move up to high ground, but maybe handing too much to Nigma now.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
You can never get carried away. It's the one big problem. You gotta keep it tight, keep it clean. And we've seen how slow some of these games can get with these teams not wanting to give anything away. One small mistake. Obviously now they did use their cooldowns. It becomes another back and forth of, okay, they've used Chrono, guys, we can go fight. I think SF, when he respawns, he needs to recouple his souls, and then maybe they could make a move. This is a Skadi finish now, a Miracle. He's looking really good. I think Mind Control as well, finishing that Bloodborne, it really showed off for them in that last fight, just how easy it was to kill Pudge in that Chrono with the extra damage and crit.
Yeah.
Tower is under attack.
And this Faceless Void just feels like such a trump card, he's got late game security with scaling, he's got team fight contribution through Chrono. It's always one of those kind of safety nets you have here as Nigma, having overwhelming team fight through him and the Earthshaker. Oh no, Brame, Nande, he goes up high ground, hits into Sumail a couple of times. But look at GH, eyes on him. Wait for that Blink Echo Slam, he's hidden, there's no vision. Oh, but they have spotted him. Get a bit of ward coverage on the high ground and try to play towards Miracle's Void. Hook into Dismember, but the BKB comes, the stolen Chrono onto Sumail, locks him in place, but they found the Rubik kill, snipe him in the back, and Sumail's too tanky to contend with. Spartan tries to unleash. The Shadow Fiend thinking about the Requiem. Brame trying to reset around this Marcy with the Requiem Fear, pushing Mind Control back, but GH, with these Fissures and the Shard, he's just chain stunning people for days. He's got the Force and the Blink and the Echo. He's got the two of them locked in place, and Nigma, they've got this game secured now for sure. Two cores gone, the chase for more. Oh, the hook will try and save the Rubik, but it's not going to work. The stolen Echo Slam looks fancy, but doesn't do a damn thing. A triple for Sumail. He's going to be crowned the king of this game now as they break up high ground. Look for these tier 2 towers in the middle lane. Maybe push up top for the tier 3s. They've killed all 5 of Brame.
Radiant's middle tower.
Yeah, you could definitely take. Got a lot of racks here. There's not very many buybacks. You have 30 seconds till SF's up, but that's without souls, so they can take this top here, maybe then swing around to the mid tier 2 at the least if they want to play it carefully. But Chrono's back up, Gary. You're respawning into a Chronosphere. They're starting to play their cooldowns the right way. Hey, we're like, okay, Chrono's down. Now we got you with the Echo Slam. Now Echo Slam's down. We got you with the Chrono.
Ulti-cycling to perfection.
Yeah.
Sumail with his Exo takes top lane, mid tier 2 is easy, and they just walk up the ramp.
Doesn't feel good to be a Brame fan right now, but they still got cool. If there's a Chronosphere, but they still have the Pudge Hook to save from it. You have the Pugna saves potentially as well. This is looking like maybe another Rax here if they can't stop them.
Miracle just gonna shrug it off. 2 lanes of barracks for Nigma. Really hitting their stride now. Mind Control swiftly down to bottom to push that lane in. And Brame spent so many of their smokes. They've got one on the Marcy. It feels like they've got to do something here to get in behind Nigma, find the Earthshaker, stop that surprise initiation. Is allowing Nigma just to come up high ground here. Risky prospect. Requiem left. Dismember in. They found Miracle. They've got the Faceless Void. Beautifully executed by Brame. Hand of God will try and keep mind control alive, but that's not working out for them. Nande picks up a double kill as they hold their high ground.
That area control with the SFO is so sick. Just like no one can really get in and save him because everyone's feared. It's very nice. And just being able to cover it as well. How many times they've done this game where Desire just gets that lift off, which just makes sure that they cannot react at all to the ult. I know they were doing that earlier. I didn't check if they did. but yeah, super well executed, good defense. I was getting worried because I was like, yeah, they don't really have that typical team fight spell like a black hole or the Echo Slam, Chronosphere, things that kind of ensure that you can fight back like that. But yeah, they that wrecked them very well. Gives
so
them
nice.
a bit of breathing room. They still have Chrono when they respawn on Nigma though.
And Brame do recover their gem. It was left on the deck in the Radiant Triangle, so they've managed to find that back. 2.5 minutes for next Roshan as well, so yeah, it's plenty of time for Nigma's cooldowns to come back up. Maybe even get a team fight, use them, reset, and then go Roche with the next round.
Felt like seeing those previous fights, Brame really struggle when their initial jump goes poorly. Because we saw Nande just walk in and start to click away. And you had this like Rubik Chronosphere onto the DP, but I think Void kind of jumped away and he just sort of altered the quick, snappiness of Brame's initiation. And because it elongated how long the fight went off, like the BKB started to run out, everyone was sort of starting to be a little bit out of position for all this team fight, and it just kind of, I don't know, put Brame on edge and they had to kind of start to run away and everything sort of fell apart. It feels like they really need this sort of, in a situation like that anyway, it feels like they really need that quick jump and kill. Someone's dismembered and then they're dead, or someone is Requiem and then they're dead, right? Anything that goes longer, you start to be a threat of all this DP damage, this Chronosphere, this Echo Slam. Even like Mind Control now is just scaling as that third core where he has the Nullifier and the Bloodthorn.
The Doomstick, it's ready.
But a great close game.
Thinking about item progression, I keep looking at Spartan, honestly. Like sheep.
Please don't look at him. He's
fluffy hat. He's got a wing.
You're making fun of him.
Oh, poor little guy.
Alright, here we go. All spells up. Ooh, baby.
Ready. 11 Pudge blinks away. Caught, but dragged away with telekinesis and dispose. Spartan is open. I'll chase him down instead. And now Brame a little separated. Yeah, Nande has to TP away.
Do you think Nande's like terrified as his Marcy's just running directly behind him in his direction? It's like, can you run somewhere else, please? You're leading everyone towards me.
Go south, go south.
Go south. Run, run.
This entire map just crawling with Nigma heroes though. And they go top, they swing there, take control of triangle, they're into mid pushing wave. MC grabbing outpost down bottom.
I think anytime you're Brame, as long as if they're using their smokes and they're not getting a core kill, I think you can be pretty happy with that as Brame. Well, he is seeing Mind Control.
They do have eyes on him and kill off the Nature's Prophet, but I think that's a price Nigma are willing to pay. 2 heroes, 3 heroes showing bottom means Roshan is a freebie for them.
It is. Good heads up though, I think Mind Control has been playing bot the entire game, which is obviously really good because he's constantly applying pressure, he's making you have to think about that lane, he's making it so that, Brame are committing a Rubik to the bot lane and stuff throughout the mid game instead of being able to run as 5. But yeah, at some point you recognize the pattern. Okay, he's gonna be there, let's go gank him. It was a really nicely executed game.
Going to 11, oh my god, yeah, Miracle. Just goes in with the Chrono, the Axe, the stolen Chrono back. Spartan's already dead, and 11 trying with his BKB, with the Life Drain healing him, but Wish becomes the focus of Miracle now. There's another fight in the back as well, focus all over the places. Nande, oh, can he get away from this? He's spent everything, no Silver Edge and no Hurricane Pike, but he has the Life Drain until the stuns come. GH and Miracle landing the fishes and the bashes right when they needed to.
Oh yeah, they got that Nullifier now on Mind Control that makes the save from Wish so much harder to put out. I mean, they're dealing too much damage for this Pugna Life Drain to mitigate as well.
There's no buyback on SF. So that means Exo from Sumail will lead to mega creeps. Mind control TP's back across after buying back himself. Desolator there for MC, gonna shred through these buildings. Miracle trying to take down the nether ward, but he's poking at Wish a little bit there. Try to put this game out of contention now. Aghanim's Void, incredibly irritating with his shard on top of it, just time walking, rewinding, bashing on his way through. And tier 4's open season for Nigma to break down these buildings, close out game 1, 41 minutes in. 20 more seconds for SF, but in comes Miracle. Bashing, cruising. GH with a Fisher block, keeping them in their fountain, and Miracle, yeah, just time walks in, clears out the Rubik. GG called, game 1 is done, and Nigma, after maybe a shaky start in the first 15 minutes, exceptional play from Brame. Nigma come back with their overwhelming team fight capabilities.
Indeed.